The worlds of a marvelous unknown were there. The worlds of a marvelous unknown. He is unknown. Who is unknown? Marvelous, of course. Wonderful, beautiful, amazing, were near, very close by, because she is on the border. She is a border force. So they are close by. The worlds of a marvelous, shimmering, unknown were here. Now it is not unknowable, unknown. Now, of course, the beauty is unknown can be known. Unknowable is out of the question. By definition, unknowable is unknowable, you see, by definition. But the unknown can be known. So, you are now entering into a region which, though may not be known to you now, can be known. This is the transcendent. This is the beginning of Satchidananda. This is the beginning. Unknown, this unknown, marvelous unknown is Satchidananda. The worlds of a marvelous unknown. So now he is entering into the worlds of Satchidananda. World after world, world of joy, world of beauty, world of truth, world of love. All those world after world, they are there now, you see. The worlds of a marvelous unknown were near, behind her, and ineffable presence too, ineffable presence of Satchidananda. He is the person, he is the being, his presence is there. Her reign deceived their mystic influences. So this border force which is working here, she is receiving now something from Satchidananda, mystic influences. She gets something directly from Satchidananda. Her reign deceived their mystic influences. Their lion forces crouched beneath her feet. Her, that border force, that occult force, her, that occult force. Their lion, now what are these? There, who are these there? Influences. There here stands for influences. The worlds, their mystic influences, their lion forces. There stands for worlds. Their lion forces crouched beneath her feet. Her, that occult force. Now she has become Durga. She has become Durga, the glorious Maheshwari. She has become glorious. She has become Palasathini. Shevendo equates Palasathini and Maheshwari. He says, here she is Maheshwari, there she is Palasathini. But Palasathini does not have the lion as a vehicle, you see. Durga has that, Maheshwari has that, you see. Their lion forces crouched beneath her feet. So they are at her disposal. They have become her vehicle. The future sleeps unknown behind their doors. There are those worlds. The future sleeps behind those unknown worlds. What is going to happen tomorrow here? It will be decided by those worlds. The powers of beauty, love, joy, etc., all that we have been saying. Abysms, infernal, gaped round the soul's steps. Abysms, infernal. Now this is above. Now below, what does she see? Infernal, abysms, hells, infernos. Down below, see. Patal, what we call patal, the nether worlds. Abysms, infernal, nether worlds. Gaped round the soul's steps and caught with mounting vision peaks divine. See, they are there. These infernal worlds are there. These patala locos are there. These nether worlds are there. And they are there for what? They are waiting for the divine peaks to enter into them. Abysms, infernal, gaped round the soul's system and caught with mounting vision peaks divine. So these infernal worlds are really crying for the peaks divine to enter and come here. An endless climb, adventure of the idea. They are tirelessly tempted the explorer mind. So, tirelessly, endless. Now he is in fact preparing by these things, the poet is preparing us for the next book. You see, the book of the traveler of the world. They are tirelessly tempted, the explorer mind, and countless voices visited the charmed ear. Countless voices entered, visited the charmed ear, magical ear, and million figures passed and were seen no more. This is what has happened. This was the forefront of God's thousandfold house. Forefront of God's thousandfold house. God's thousandfold of the divine here. Thousandfold house. Thousandfold symbolic of overmind. Overmind. So this is the forefront. This is the forefront of God's house, thousandfold house. The overmind is the forefront of God's house. The lower hemisphere and the upper hemisphere. At the top of the lower hemisphere is the overmind. So that is the forefront of God. From there begins the higher world. This was a forefront. This was a forefront of God's thousandfold house, beginning with the half-screened invisible. Half-screened invisible. Overmind is also kind of screening to some extent what the Isha Upanishad calls. It is the golden lid. It covers the face of the truth. It covers the face of the truth. Golden lid covers the face of the truth. So this is the overmind description basically, you see. It is leading to things beyond, but at the same time down below it is covering the face of the truth, you see. And therefore the Isha Upanishad says, remove that lid and then you enter into the land of the sun. You see the brilliance, you see the majesty, you see the reality, then you see, remove that lid. Hiranmayena patrena, Hiranmaya, golden patra, lid, vessel is covered with a golden lid. Hiranmayena patra. Beginning with the half-screened invisible, a magic pouch of entry, glimmering quivered in a penumbra of screened light. See, again it says penumbra, half-screen. So because this is the nature of our mind. This is a complete description of our mind. Half light, half darkness. In fact, the darkness begins from our mind. Ignorance begins from our mind. A court of the mystical traffic of the world, a balcony, and a miraculous facade. So what is the overmind after all? It is a balcony and a facade. Facade, the front part of the building or the palace, facade, front part. And this is a balcony. So in the palace, when there is the balcony is there, when the king comes and gives his darshan to his subject, to his people, he stands there on certain occasions, on certain specific occasions. He comes and stands in the balcony and then he greets the people there around, you see. So this overmind is actually that facade, that balcony. Then you can enter into the sanctum sanctorum later on, you see, basically. A balcony and miraculous facade. Yes, of course it is miraculous also. Now he says thousandfold house, thousandfold. This is the whole description is the description of our mind. Absolutely. Thousandfold. See, in the Katha Upanishad, there is a story. The young boy, he was given by his father to Yama, to death. Go to see, his father had performed a yajna and he was giving gifts to various people, various things, various things. The son asked his father, to whom are you giving me as a gift? To whom you are giving me as a gift? And then the father said, go to Yama, to death. And then he goes to Nachiketa, his name is Nachiketa. He goes to Yama's house. Yama is out of station and and he has to wait at the door of Yama's house for 3 nights. 3 nights. And then Yama comes back home And then the story begins, so to say. Now, 3 nights is the important thing. The night of the physical, the night of the vital, the night of the mental. He does kind of a yogic preparation to those 3 yogic nights to receive gifts from Yama. And then Yama says, yes, you have done something wonderful, you have been waiting for me and all that thing. I give you this gift, I give you that gift, I give you that gift. And then he says, no, I am not interested in that thing at all. He used then a necklace from his own neck with 1,000 pearls. A necklace with 1,000 pearls he gives to Nachiketa. 1,000-fold, 1,000. That is the knowledge of the mind creation. 1,000-fold, a necklace with 1,000-fold. He says, no, I am not interested even in that. You see, I want to know what is it that lives when there is no death. I want to know. And you are the only person who can tell me that. And then he expounds on that thing. See. So this 1,000-fold is absolutely characteristic of overmind, you see. Everywhere. And Sri Aurobindo has exploited that thing in a very beautiful way. So because he is not talking the borderless force, the occult force. Above her lingered high immensity, that force, that occult force. Above her lingered high immensities. Beyond our mind, there are high immensities, immensities of Satchidananda. All the unknown looked out from boundlessness. It lodged upon the edge of hourless time, edge of hourless time. What a phrase, you see. It lodged upon an edge of hourless time, gazing out of some everlasting now. See, hourless time, that now, gazing out beyond. Absolutely beautiful. Its shadows gleaming with the birth of God. It is there that the birth of God takes place. Its shadows, see, it holds in it the possibility of the birth of God. Birth of God, the divine powers which can come into active creation here. Divine powers which can come into active creation here. Birth of God. His body signaling the bodiless. His forehead is glowing with the oversoul, Satchidananda. That is the oversoul, glowing. His body is signaling the bodiless. His forehead is glowing with oversoul. Its form projected from the unknowable. Where from Satchidananda comes? Satchidananda itself comes from the unknowable. The absolute, the perfect, the alone, called out of his silence, his force. So, the unknowable, he calls his own force, Aditi, and the first creation of Aditi is Satchidananda. The first child of Aditi is Satchidananda. And the moment Satchidananda is born, she becomes the mother Aditi, you see what I'm saying. It forms projected from the unknowable. So the forms of Satchidananda are actually coming from the unknowable because of Aditi. Its eyes dreaming of the ineffable, unknowable, the same thing. His face is staring into eternity. Life in him learned this huge subconscious rare in him, in Ashwapati. Yeah. Life in him learned is huge subconscious rare. Now this is the above, now below, on the other side. Below, huge subconscious rare, down below. The little fronts unlocked to the unseen one. So all these smallnesses of life which are there, they are now unlocking to the vast. He sees that things which are here, hidden, sealed, concealed, not available, they are opening out to the higher power. Her gulls stood nude, her transiences flamed in transparencies of crowded light. Her for life. Her stands for life here. Life in him, Lord. Her gulls of life's gulls stood nude. Life's far transcendences flamed in transparencies of crowded life. So all these things are there now, they are kind of aspiring, are aflame, are kindled to the higher powers, you see. So that is the end of section 6. It's a short one, hardly 9 sentences, but what a perfect description of the overmind creation and overmind power. 9 sections. About 100 words, you see. 9 sentences means roughly 40 lines. So about 300 words it will be. 40 lines means about 300 words.